Alright, let's do this one last time. This is a scout. He runs fast, he double jumps, and he runs fast. But after he gained armor, he traded all of his old powers for a new one, thickness. We've nearly 3 times your health, and some people still think you aren't better than a regular scout, but we're gonna show them. But first, we gotta train you up, get you ready for the battlefield, and that starts off with picking your gun. With the 3 shotguns at your disposal, just like your doctor, we're gonna have to go with Type 2. Stock shotgun is the most reliable pick for this big fellow. It's the only shotgun without a damage nerf. It just feels good to hit shots with this. The beautiful and the little, oh my lord, it's beautiful. Everything about this weapon is amazing, and when you hit your shots, it really pays off. It can consistently kill any class with 3 shots, assuming you're shooting at average accuracy and average distance. But with a max of 90 damage per shot, and a new shot every half second, this thing pumps out damage. But the problem is, that when each shot means more, you're really punished for missing. And the wider spread means that without some really solid aim, you're only ever hitting 1 or 2 pellets. And this is the same case for long distance shots. But that's more an issue with shotguns in general. But to get an even faster firing speed, consider family business. The only heavy specific shotgun. More shots, faster shots, but less damage per shot. And it's bad. Or at least, it is in my opinion. Each shot means so much less. And while you might say it isn't as punishing, it also isn't as satisfying. Each shot means less, and that can be good or bad depending on how you play the game. But for me personally, I prefer each shot actually making a difference. But even I can't argue that hitting successive meat shots with this gun is an absolute dopamine rush. But the panic attack is what really puts fat into fatscout. This shotgun gives you a wider spread, where your damage spread out between more pellets. I don't really like to use this one because it thrives in close range combat, which is good for your scout side, but not for your fat side. And let's be honest, the fat side is a lot bigger. So chasing down your enemies isn't going to be as effective. You're by far the slowest class in the game, and don't even think of walking up to another heavy. This shotgun is much less used for a fat scout, but if you use your minigun, yeah I said it. If you use your minigun with a shotgun, it can actually work. It can actually work. And I know I can smell your surprise to your screen, that's not good, get that checked out. But making a shotgun work with heavy requires the use of another lesser used weapon, the brass beast. You probably don't think this could work. Using 2 of the worst heavy weapons together, surely it's bad. But not only does this loadout work, it's really good. If an NG ever blocks your power with a sentry, you can easily crush it, because the brass beast is an absolute beast. A 20% damage increase is absolutely absurd, and combined with a shotgun, you can bypass its only real flaw. The main reason people avoid the brass beast is that if you get caught off guard, you're fucked. But with a shotgun, you avoid all that. No wind up and some serious damage, you finally have a way to protect yourself. Running around with your shotgun out can give some people the illusion that you're a fat scout, but when you find a good position to stay in, you pull out the brass beast. Spots like this one in Harvest where you're secluded from most gunfire, but still in a prime place to find enemies, are perfect for this playstyle. Now you only ever need to take out your minigun when you're shooting. I don't think anybody's gonna try and take you on when you're shooting. Like in this clip, I wasn't even targeting the soldier, but I still melted him, even when he had to jump on me and a height advantage, which is really important for a soldier with a splash damage. Also, a stat that the brass beast has that I honestly only found out about when I was writing this video, is that the brass beast gives you damage resistance if you're wound up and below half health. While it's almost negligible, a boost of 30 health can sometimes be a difference between life and death in a 1 versus 1. Meeting another heavy head to head, the brass beast kills any other minigun. But that's enough talk about minigun gameplay. Back to what you all came here for. So let's talk about positioning. Where to put your fat heavy body to make it easiest to kill the enemy gamers. As with any other shotgun playstyle, you want to be right beside the opposition to deal the best damage. But unlike your predecessor, the regular scout, you can't run fast, or even at all. So paying attention to where you position yourself is going to make a huge difference to your output. So keep near the edge of your team, near flanks and far away from any choke points. Projectiles reign supreme on choke points, so make sure that you aren't a part of any team fights happening there. You want to be in areas where you can find isolated players looking for a fight. When you see them, you want to run straight at your enemies. Your movement capabilities are low, so you gotta put your entire focus on hitting those meat shots. If you hit your shots against basically any other class, you're gonna come out on top. This playstyle works good in defense, because you can patrol flanks, stopping those more annoying inferior classes from getting to your team. You can do this pretty easy with your chunky health pool. Don't be afraid of taking on some scouts, pyros, or even demos or soldiers if you're feeling confident. And aim is a really important part of all this. Heavy is a big lad and he can take a lot of abuse, but if you aren't hitting your shots, then it isn't going to make a whole lot of difference. Go against your TF2 player instincts and run straight at the opposition. But when you run straight at the enemy, there is one tactic they can use to completely neuter your playstyle. Yeah, remember the whole obesity thing? Well, the way that really hurts you, well, one of the ways that really hurts you, is when you start pushing onto a weak player. They can just run away. And that's applicable to demo or soldier as well, because they can explosive jump exponentially faster than you can carry yourself in their adorable little legs. So how do you solve this? Well, it all comes down to patience. If you hold back in your shot for a while, then people won't get a chance to run away. And if they try to shoot back at you, you got the health to tank it out. Okay, the last thing to think about when you're voluntarily nerfing yourself on heavy, your gloves. Heavy's got a wide variety of gloves. Most aren't useful for a fatscout. The eviction notice is just gonna make you weaker. It's only really funny for the shitty JoJo meme. The holiday punch, okay, I was about to give this one a bad rep, but even I gotta admit, it's pretty damn funny. And the stock fists just don't have any reason to use them, so it comes down to two melees. The Fist of Steel and the Gloves of Running Urgently. Well, let's start with the metal fingers. The fists give you really heavy damage resistance while they're active, about 40%. And this makes you an absolute tank, with an effective health of 420 when active. There's some downsides to it as well, but the real cost of using the Fist of Steel is losing out on the Gru. The Gloves of Running Urgently are objectively the best melee for any fatscout out there. They solve the main flaw of your playstyle, your speed. Remember the big counter I was talking about earlier? Well, that's basically solved by the Gru. You become a hunter, chasing down anything you can get your hands on. So how can you, a real Manco mercenary, play fatscout? Well, you gotta focus on being a defender. Let the enemies come to you along the flanks. You can take most 1v1s, so don't be afraid to get into fights. And when the time comes for it, don't be afraid to pull out your minigun. You're still a fatscout, don't worry. Using a big gun every now and then can really help your game. And use the Gru. It's always going to be the best melee option. So here's my favourite fatscout loadout. Feel free to try it out. It's really fun to use. And here's an alternate one for just playing heavy with a shotgun. Right, that's all I have for you about fatscout. Feel free to check out these videos as well, but for now, Bootaloo.